everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie and this is my Crafty Den, and I am working on, just let me pull this down so you don't have to listen to the wrinkling. I am working on another diamond painting. Isn't this one cute, guys? So these are the paintings that I got from W.I.P. And I think when I bought them, if you ordered 4 of them, you got the 5th one free. And I used that to get this doll set. So this is the only one that has, I think it's the only one that has multiple dolls on it. But I think it's the only one in the landscape, but the other ones are all in portrait and have 1 doll on them. I can't even remember, to tell you the truth, but they are really gorgeous. I mean, they're a take on the gorgeous girls print, and I forget who does that, but they just call these cartoon dolls on W.I.P. These were one of the first diamond paintings that I ordered. It took me a while to get into them, to actually be doing them, but they were one of the first ones that I ordered. And I've since learned that some companies actually rip off their art, which I'm not too keen about. But I don't think that that's, I mean, it's really not. And I don't think, I know it's not good. It's just, it's a terrible thing. But I have them, and I'll put a link to this particular one down in the description box. I think you can get it in different sizes as well. I just got the little ones because I wanted to do, these are 30 by 40. And these paintings as well are not 30 by 40 centimeters. The whole canvas is 30 by 40 centimeters. And that's something that I have discovered since I started doing diamond painting too. Some of them will give you the dimensions of the actual picture, and some of them, like the actual painting, and some of them, when they give you the size, they actually give you the canvas size. So there's an inch or more on, you know, on both sides and both ends. So you're losing a couple inches off that size when you get it, which is kind of not cool, but still, I mean, so these are smallish paintings, and I really think they're adorable because I'm going to have the set done, and then I am going to mount them on just Dollarama canvases. I'm not going to put them on anything fancy or use them in big fancy frames, but I think they're going to make great wall art in my craft room. I really do, because they're so adorable. I love looking at them, guys. They're just so stinking cute. So stinking cute. So I just started this one yesterday. I needed some downtime. I really needed some downtime. I've taken my granddaughter back to Ontario, so I've done that whole trip to Ontario and back. And I believe that's why there was no Whip and Chat last week. And yeah, I was traveling on Wednesday last week. I left Ontario on Tuesday to come back because they were supposed to be getting like torrential rainstorms in Ontario, and I was trying to beat them. I hate driving in the rain. I absolutely hate driving in the rain, especially at night. And I do a lot of that long distance driving at night because there's not much traffic. Especially coming through, you know, the Montreal, like in Quebec, doing the Montreal all the way across to Quebec City. That's an awful drive. That's an awful drive in a lot of traffic. And I do hate it. Just hate it. So I don't mind driving at night as long as it's not raining and the weather's not bad. And I struck out Tuesday afternoon from Ontario to come home because I thought I'd beat those rainstorms. And I did. I didn't see one single drop of rain on the way home. So yeah, it was a long drive. I did pull over for a while and have a nap. I didn't drive it straight through. Someone was asking me the last time I did the trip. No, I don't drive it straight through. It is 15, 16 hours by the time you stop and take bathroom breaks and stretch your legs and fill up with gas, 4 times I guess I have to get gas. And yeah, so it's a long drive, and I tend to sleep in the morning that I'm going to, or the day that I'm going to leave. So I'll go to bed late the night before. It's kind of the opposite to what a lot of people do it. I'll go to bed late the night before and then sleep in the next morning so that I can stay up really late that night. And I leave mid-afternoon. I just, load my car up and take it easy and say goodbye to whoever I have to say goodbye to. In the case of leaving out there, I pop in and see my dad before I leave. And then I strike out and I hit the Quebec border. It's about 5 hours to drive to the Quebec border. So if I time it so that the rush hour traffic in the Montreal area is done as I'm going through there well after dinner time, then I can drive that whole stretch in the dark with very little traffic. If it's a weekend, very little traffic. And if it's a weekday, it's mostly just big transport trucks and stuff like that. I don't mind. I just get behind one that's doing the right speed and kind of follow it all the way through. And, like my dad always said to me, just pick a lane and stay there. And you're pretty good to go. So yeah, I don't mind the long distance driving at all. I was really lucky. It was really cloudy when I left Ontario. And I kept thinking, oh, I'm not going to miss the rain. I'm going to get poured on. But I kind of outrun it. I think I was just ahead of it. From everybody that I spoke to afterwards, I think I was just ahead of it pretty much all the way home, which was good. I lucked out there for sure. And yeah, so if you're wondering what I'm doing, is there's a lot of this 939 color in this painting, a lot. And I just started over here in this corner and I started to checkerboard, and I'm doing all the background color. So I'm almost done actually checkerboarding all. I just got to do this little bit at the top, and all the background color will be just pretty much one sit down. And because once you got it all checkerboarded, guys, oh my gosh, it's just so fast to drop the drills in the empty spaces. I love doing it this way, and it keeps my drills straight. And yeah. So I'm back, guys. I don't plan on doing any more road trips this year unless, I'm not even going to say unless of an emergency. In case of an emergency, of course, you always have to do whatever you have to do. But so far, everybody's healthy in my family, and everybody, I believe now, except for the ones under 12, I believe everybody has their vaccinations. I think my dad and stepmom are even in the age category. Well, they are in the age category, but when they start doing the boosters, I think they should be some of the first ones to get their boosters. My dad's going to be 86 on his birthday in November. Isn't that crazy? No. My dad's going to be 88. Oh my gosh, guys, he's going to be 88. I forget that he's that old because like he's so active. He's so active. I mean, he's driving. He gets out every day and goes for a drive. Even during the lockdown, they live in the country, and he loves to get in his truck every morning with his coffee, and they go, my stepmom goes with them, and they go for a drive down to the road that goes around the lake in their small town. And they drive all around the lake looking for ducks and geese and all, they just love to go looking for the wildlife first. And they go early in the morning so that they actually see stuff. And yeah, he's actually still hunting. So he's been goose hunting this year. So they're out by the time I call them mid-morning, they've been out and had their morning hunt and they're back. Yeah. So, and I mean, I don't hunt and I don't, but I do raise the odd farm animal and stuff for food. So I'm not a vegetarian, and I'm not adverse to eating anything that he brings home either. Like, he's spent most of his life putting the meat in our freezer when we grew up, and still supplies a lot of meat to, my sisters and I. He's just an amazing provider, and that's just the type of a man that he is. So we grew up like that, and we've eaten everything. Good gosh, guys. If you hunt it, you eat it. So nothing goes to waste. It's very old school. But then again, like I said, he's going to be 88. So he is very old school, and you're never going to change him. And I like that. I like that he is so independent and feels the need to be so independent. I was really surprised. So when I was home, I mean, I was only home for 2 days, but when I was home, when you stop in to visit Dad, he gets you outside and walks all around the yard with you and shows you everything that he's been doing. And he just got the last of his potatoes dug and out of the garden. So he plants every year since I can remember, since I was a tiny toddler that I can remember. He's planted a big garden and canned a huge percentage of our food. So he hunts, cans, grows, like I said, very old school. And we were walking around the garden this last time, and he was showing me, and he was walking around and he was going, and we're raking this flat because we're going to let it grow over. This is the last time we're planting here. So at his house, he has 2 massive gardens and 3 or 4 small garden areas that he plants to make sure that he has enough. I think he said he got 11 bushels of potatoes this year. He didn't do well last year in potatoes, so he planted some extras this year, and he's been giving potatoes away to everybody. But anybody who has planted a garden knows how much work goes into it. And the first half of the summer out in Ontario was really, really dry. And last year was dry. And he doesn't have outdoor garden hoses and drip watering systems and all that type of stuff. They actually drive to the lake and back the truck up to the public docks and fill 5-gallon buckets of water until the back of the pickup is full of buckets full of water. And then they drive home, and that's how they water their garden. So it's all done by hand. And yes, he's still doing it that way. So a lot of work. He has everything that you can possibly think of planted. So it was kind of sad walking around with him this year and him saying, this is the last time we're planting here, and we aren't going to grow potatoes anymore because they're too much work. We almost, didn't get it done this year. It was almost too much for us. And it was sad. It was sad. It's like the end of an era. Like I can feel it all coming to an end. And yeah. It was like he was walking around with me and saying goodbye. And I've never heard my dad speak of anything that he wasn't going to do again. So they have fishing huts, ice huts that they put out on the lake every year. And he was talking about, looking forward to being able to go sit in the ice hut and fish, and which means he's going to be putting the ice hut out on the lake and bringing it back in this year, and or plans to anyway. And yeah, he's quite a remarkable person. I'm so proud to be able to call him my dad. It's, and he's taught me so much over the years. So yeah, it's kind of sad thinking that a lot of stuff like that is coming to an end. And, in the next few years when we go to visit, he'll be sitting in the house visiting. He won't have gardens to take you out and walk you around and show you everything. I've never, ever gone to my dad's place if there wasn't snow on the ground that he isn't walking around in the yard to see if there's anything out there that you need to take home with you. Oh, gosh. And, wow. Yeah. So that's that, guys. I'm done that. I won't be going back to Ontario till next spring. Hopefully. And I think I'm just going to fill this color in. It's kind of spattered through here. So instead of trying to checkerboard it, I think I'm just going to fill it in around. I kind of done that with the other girls too. I just kind of went all the way around them and then checkerboarded everything in between. But there's a lot of that color through her hair and everything on this one here. So I'm just going to fill all the W's in. So I want to hear from everybody that's diamond painting with me. What are you working on? What are you working on? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're working on, guys. I'm really interested. I like to know what people are doing. And I kind of, if somebody lets me know what they're working on, I'll go look it up. I mean, I'll go look it up because I am interested, and it might be something that I want to do as well. It gives me ideas. Whoops. Yeah, so I was starting to get this out this morning to do it. And I was kind of curious, does anybody know who started diamond painting? I mean, who actually came up with the idea to use these teeny tiny little resin gemstones as pixels to make a picture? I mean, I love it. But I'm just wondering, like, who gets the credit for this, guys? Who was the very first person to decide to create these little resins or these little, resin drills, and came up with this I'm all tongue-tied. The concept of using like a sticky wax to be able to place them, and there's a lot of thought that's gone into it. Somebody had to come up with the idea in the first place. I wish it had been me. Yeah, wish I could have said, geez, I have this crazy idea. I wonder if it would work. Ah, I stuck. I tried to put my hand down back here and oh, my tummy's growling. My tummy's growling. I have coffee. It's earlier in the day too. It's I guess it is after lunch. But I did have breakfast though, so I'm not starving to death or anything. But yeah, that's where my head went when I started to get this out and set it up to do it this morning. I thought, wonder who came up with this idea. Somebody who's hopefully becoming wealthy on it because it's so popular. So it was a great idea. Oh. I still haven't tried to make my own wax. I've got all the stuff to do it. And I'm gonna I'm gonna for sure. I'm looking for oh my I can't find my sheets. I have no idea what I've done with them, guys. I just wanted one of my little release sheets to put down there, so I didn't keep putting my hand in here, but oh well, there's only a bit to do on this side, and then I'm moving over to the other side anyway, so yeah. So I'm terribly upset with my puppy right now. He's not a puppy. From what we can figure, he's about 4 years old. But if you're not new here, you know what I'm talking about. I've adopted a 4-year-old Chihuahua Shih Tzu cross dog, a male, who's never been fixed. Okay, so for the first month, I guess, that I had him, he's been really, really good in the house. And then we did 2 trips to Ontario and back. And I stop a lot to let him out to pee and, try to get him to drink as much water as I can get him to drink and make traveling for him as easy as it can be. And so after we got home from this last trip, he has peed on my floor every night. So I've been back for 4. Let me see, I got back on Wednesday and this is Tuesday. So I've been back for 6 days. And he's peed on the floor every night. And I am just frustrated to no end with him. And he's just doing it. It's not like he's peeing all over the place. He's peeing once. But he's a male dog, guys, and we all know how awful it is when a male dog pees in the house. So every morning I'm getting up and I'm putting him right out, and I'm letting him out for a good 15, 20 minutes before bed. And I'm letting him out first thing in the morning. Like, that's the first thing I do. I wake up, we come downstairs, and he goes out. So I don't know why he's doing it. I was worried that maybe he had some kind of an infection or something. But I think it's just stubbornness now. I don't know. So if anybody has any ideas on what to do, please let me know. Are there any products that I can use that will take away the smell? He doesn't do it in the same place either. So of course, he lifts his leg and pees on stuff. That's the worst part. Isn't this a terrible thing to be talking about? That's the worst part. So he lifted his leg and he peed down the corner of the stove in my kitchen. So I had to pull the stove out, make sure there was nothing underneath it, clean everything, scrub it all down, and then I washed it all again the second time with a solution of baking soda and vinegar to make sure that I didn't leave any smell behind, because I didn't want him to do it again, right? So he didn't. The next night, he peed down the corner of my desk leg. Yeah, right on the leg of my desk. So, yeah, disgusting, right? I mean, I love this little guy right to bits, but yeah, he can't do this. He can't do this. So I'm thinking about making an appointment and taking him in to get fixed. And I know that that's a lot harder on an older dog than it is on a puppy, but is it going to stop the problem? Like they say, fixed male dogs don't do that. Well, I think maybe he's marking his territory or something, but I don't know. So is he just being stubborn? Is it because we've traveled and he's had enough of it? I have no idea. I'm at my wit's end. So every night it's in a different place. So I get up in the morning, I put him outside, and then I start looking to see where he's peed. Yeah, that's just, so my first 20 minutes every morning is scrubbing and cleaning up after him. I don't want to keep doing this. I really, really don't. So, and I want to be a good doggy mom. I really do. I've never had a dog do this before. Of course, I've always gotten puppies before, trained them myself, and had them fixed. I've been a very responsible pet mom. All my dogs and cats have been fixed at the earliest possible date in their lives that the vet will take them in. So I've never had any trouble with, dogs marking territories and stuff like that. Now, I know that he would pee on their deck and sometimes in their house where he came from, but they had unfixed male dogs in the house with them and an unfixed female. So we thought maybe when I took him that he wouldn't do that. There's no other dogs coming into my house. Yeah, I'm at my wit's end. I'm not sure what to do. I have a dog crate. It's at my son's. And it's a medium-sized dog crate. So I'm actually thinking, it's been sitting outside for a while, so I'm going to bring it home this weekend, clean it up, and he sleeps with me at night. Of course, I am not awake when he, leaves the bedroom and comes down and does his business. But I'm thinking that maybe he needs to be crated at night, at least for a while. So make up a nice bed for him in the crate, take him outside, keep the crate right in the bedroom so he's right there with me. And then if he has to leave the crate at night, he's going to have to bark for me to get up and let him out. Is the only thing that I can think of. So, yeah, I'd rather get up and come down and let him out. Yeah, I mean, I would rather he didn't do it and slept through the night. And I know he can because he did it for a month. There was no sign of anything any bad behaviors at all for the first month. So I don't know, did he do it because Amber came for 3 weeks and he was jealous? Or was he upset that I took her home? Like, I'm really grasping at straws here, guys. It sounds really foolish, but I really want him to stop. And I have no plans on, finding another home for him. He's staying. Doesn't matter what we have to do to work this out. He's just, yeah, he's grown on me so much. He's my baby. My misbehaving baby. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I've got most of these all around here. So all these little, scribbled kind of squiggly spots through her hair and stuff like that are all done. And up the side of her face. So I was thinking I'd split this because there's so much of this 939 background color. Like, I mean, I'd be just drowning in this color if I did it all at once. So I was thinking I would do this to start and then go through and do the dolls and then go back and finish it up by filling in all the spaces. And break all this background color up into 2 shots. So let me see. Am I staying in frame here for you guys? Let me put this up and kind of give it a little bit that way. So I'm going to just do these. I kind of have these in little sections. So I'm just going to, on the diagonal, fill in my little sections so that they're all checkerboarded. At least that's what I'm calling it. Is there a name for this? But I find that when I do it this way, my drills are a lot straighter. So because I'm placing each drill over the symbol and making sure that it's on its spot instead of kind of boxing it up to the drill that's beside it, I find that I'm keeping my drills are a lot straighter by working on the diagonals. I have no idea why that works or why it makes sense. It just does. So, is everybody all decorated for fall? Do you have the, the corn stalks up beside your doors and your bales of hay out front and however it is that you decide to decorate? Have you guys all got that done? I don't. So I'm sad to say. I've got everything ready to go, but I hung on to my summer decor this year as long as I possibly could. I really enjoyed what I had going on in my kitchen and out on my front porch. And we've had such mild days out on my front porch that I still have my summer stuff out there because I'm going out and sitting still whenever the weather's nice. Love to grab a cup of coffee and go out there and sit. So I haven't got my fall stuff all out yet, but by the time I put my fall stuff all out, I'll start doing it this week sometime probably, but I may as well just go ahead and decorate for Halloween. I mean, next week's the 1st, right? So, yeah, and you can't have your stuff out too soon. I have a niece in Ontario that's Halloween crazy, and God, guys, she loves it. She loves it. And she loves making the neighborhood kids happy and stuff. And she'll go out dress up like the Grinch and go out and walk back and forth down by the road in the front of her house. And wave during the pandemic. Last year she'd go out and she would just go down all decked out in a costume and wave at people as they drove by in her neighborhood. She's so funny, but she just loves it, and she loves sharing the passion for it with her neighbors and all her friends, and her whole family has just got like that. She's got 2 daughters and her husband as well, and they all get into the Halloween spirit, and they've started already. So she's been posting pictures of some of the stuff that she's got going already, and God love her, she's so funny. But she just likes to make people smile. She even decorates her car. So she'll do the creepy Halloween thing too. Like she'll put, I don't know if she uses window clings or what she uses, but she sticks them to her car, and she'll have like bloody handprints and, boo and eek and all that stuff that you see in your windows. She'll have that all over her car as well. So yeah, she goes a little bit overboard, but it's so fun. So fun. So yeah. So if you're watching this, Kate, hello. And I love what you do. So you knew I was talking about you, right? Yeah, so I just don't have the energy. I have a sister that loves to go all out at Halloween too. I just don't have the energy anymore to go as crazy as I used to. And I like to keep things a little more sedate. Around the front door where I shell out for Halloween, I like to make that a little bit more fun for the kids. And everything else is a little more sedate now. But yeah, so how soon is too soon for you guys? Is it okay to start decorating for Halloween now, or do you just leave it to a couple weeks before? I mean, I'll put my Halloween. I didn't take my Canada Day decorations down. I had my coffee bar and the tiered tray on my kitchen counter and stuff all done for Canada Day, and I really liked the way that it looked this year, so I left it up till the middle of August. And then when I took the red out, I just replaced it with not a complete nautical theme, but I did a few little items, some seashells and stuff like that, and kind of did a farmhouse nautical to replace it. So that's what I've had up until just recently. And so I took it all apart and packed some stuff away. So it's very bland right now because I'm getting ready for the next step. I just haven't done it yet. I want to give everything a good wipe down and cleaning, and then start decorating for fall and Halloween. And I know I'm late for fall. I could have done it like a month ago. I've had too much on the go, guys. Besides the fact that nobody was allowed to do anything pretty much all last summer. So this summer, I tried to get out and do a little bit more. I loved having Amber here because then I had somebody to go and see some of the sites with and stuff. I'm new in New Brunswick in the last couple of years, remember, guys? So I'm still exploring new areas and neighborhoods, and I'm still doing the touristy thing. I can't have anybody come out and visit me if I don't know where to take them. So yeah, I'm still doing the touristy thing to find out what areas I like the best. When Amber was here, we did the St. Martin Sea Caves thing. We went down for the day and spent the day down there. And oh my gosh, guys, what a beautiful area. So if you're ever in New Brunswick for a holiday, you definitely have to spend at least an afternoon down in St. Martin. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and quaint, like little antique shops, and you know, an old-fashioned ice cream shop. We went in and got you know, a really nice big gigantic cone. That was our treat for the day. We went and got a nice big gigantic cone in a homemade waffle. It was a homemade waffle cone. Yeah, so that'll be a once a year thing. I'll be driving down there just for my yearly ice cream cone. But beautiful, beautiful places. And I went into a little antique shop slash flea market type of place as well, and picked up a few things that I have to share. I haven't even gotten around to sharing that yet. Poor Chester's, he's laying in the couch watching me. And every time I look at him, because this morning I scolded him when I put him outside, showed him what he'd done, and put him outside and left him out there for about 15 minutes before, 20 minutes maybe, while I cleaned up before I brought him back in. And yeah, so he knew I was upset with him this morning. So he was napping on the couch now, and every time he wakes up and looks at me, he gives me this really guilty look. Yeah, so I'm sure there's a product that you can use too, that you can, you know, mop with, that will get rid of any existing leftover scent. I've been using baking soda and vinegar, a little vinegar water with a little bit of baking soda in it, just as a final rinse to try to make sure I don't leave anything behind. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. I feel like the frustrated mom at potty training time. Oh gosh. And I've done enough of that in my life. I did daycare for a long, long time, so I've gone through the potty training thing a lot. But and I know some kids are just harder than others, so maybe dogs are too. Who knows? I need some more drills. I'm not fight with these last few ones in here. It does go a lot faster when you don't have to keep changing your drill color. I bet you I'll do all this background in the same amount of time that I'll do these little dolls, because there's so many different colors in here. But they're cute. And they're like, it's like they've got their little Halloween costumes on. Like this one looks like Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know what these other two are supposed to be, but they've all got their little bags. They're carrying their little bags. You can't tell right now, but yeah, they all have their little bags. And yeah, so it's kind of appropriate to be doing this one right now, because it kind of looks like Halloween. I did that little one with the candy drunk cat. It's It's a cat sitting on a chair or sofa or whatever it is. And it's got the jack-o'-lantern bucket upside down on its head and the little candy corns and candy wrappers and stuff all around it. So it just looks like a candy drunk kitty cat. And it turned out really cute, but it was only a partial. I didn't even realize that when I got it, but it was really cheap. I got it off of Amazon. It was also one of the first ones that I bought. When I first started, I ordered a bunch of cheap ones just to see if I was going to like it. I didn't want to spend a whole ton of money. And a bunch of smaller ones too, because I figured that I could get them done, you know, even if it was just to fill in time, I could get them done. But, and then I got the bigger ones. Now, they take up a lot more time, but they're way more satisfying when they're finished. At least I think so. And I like doing both the square drills and the round drills. So I thought I'd like one more than the other, but I like them both for different reasons. I love the square drills, although they take more time. I love the square drills for the beautiful definition that you get in your paintings, especially if you're doing a large painting, because all the space is filled in with your drills. You don't have any background showing. But I like the round drills just for how easy they are. And, you know, so for these fun little ones, doing the round drills is just fine. I don't think I would do a round drill for a gift, though. I think I'd like to keep to if I did a gift for somebody, like the wolves that I did, yeah, I definitely need to be doing them in the square drills just because the quality's better when it's finished. It's so quiet, like it's just after lunchtime. But with the kids back to school and it's not windy or raining or anything today, it's very, very quiet. The whole neighborhood's quiet today. Every once in a while, I can hear a little gust of a breeze, and I heard the train go by a while ago. Although looking at the time, I think we're due for another one here shortly. We have a couple that go by fairly close together in the daytime. It's like I'm really concentrating to get this last little bit right here done. It's crazy. Crazy. Yes. Oh my gosh. So I went to the basement and brought up a bunch of boxes. And I dug out all my fall Halloween type-ish of crafting stuff that I'd put away after Halloween last year. So basically what I'll do is I'll decorate at the beginning of October, leave it up until, I'll leave it right up through until Remembrance Day, which is November the 11th. So probably the day or two before Remembrance Day, I'll start packing away all the Halloween stuff. And then the day after Remembrance Day, I start decorating for Christmas. And so from mid-October, or from mid-November, right straight through until mid-January, I'll have my Christmas decorations up. And then I don't even take them all down. I take down the things that are really significantly Christmas, and I'll leave up the greenery and stuff like that. Just because I think it looks so pretty, and everything looks so boring and dismal after it all gets taken down. So yeah, that's what I do. I like to have something up all the time. So once I start taking the Halloween stuff, or not the Halloween, the Christmas stuff down, I'll leave the greenery up and start putting some Valentine's Day stuff tucked in the greenery, so that I kind of just change the decor instead of removing it. And we all know what happens after Valentine's Day, right, guys? Spring's coming. So what should I do next on this? I think I'm going to do their little, this white color in here, just as a contrast, because I've been working on this dark for so long. So what number is that? Package number 4. I haven't even really kitted this up. It's such a small painting. Whoops, hold on, guys. It's such a small painting that I'm basically just working right out of the 3 and 4. So it's a pale pink, and it's number 225. So drill number 225, and it is a very pale pink. So let me get my scissors. And rattle, rattle, rattle. Yeah. Is anybody into those, what are they called, ASMR videos? The ones where it's just for the sound, for the noise. I've never been able to figure out why anybody would sit and watch something just to hear somebody make a noise. I guess it's soothing to some people, but yeah, I don't get it. I definitely don't get it. So these are these pale pink ones that go right in their faces. Oh, this is nice after working on the dark navy, almost black color. Wow. I need a little bit of wax. I think I need to clean this out. That last one didn't last very long. So I have these little pointy scissors, and every once in a while, I just kind of take all the old wax out of my pen, because I find that I'm filling up way more often. Like there's too much old wax in there. Like it's getting too packed down. I don't know if that's what it does, or but I just find that it feels better. It picks up the drills better and holds the wax a little longer if I clean it out every once in a while. Haha. So I probably will stop this video soon. I think I'm getting up close to an hour anyway. And I'm going to go make myself some lunch. My tummy growled again. So it's probably trying to tell me something. There isn't a ton of this color. It's such a pretty, it looks pink on the tray, like it looks like a light pink on the tray, but when you get it on their faces, it actually looks like a very, almost like just an off-white. There's just a hint of color to it. It's pretty. So yeah, I have to feed my tummy. My coffee's just not cutting it. I do have in my cup that I've been sipping on a pumpkin spice flavored coffee that tastes really good. Yeah. I bought a package of 30 K-cup pods, and they had 3 different kinds. There's an apple crumble donut. I think it's called apple crumble donut flavor, the pumpkin spice flavor, and a cinnabon flavor. And I like all 3 of them. I like anything that has these fall flavors. The cinnamon and nutmeg fall flavors. Oh, guys, I just bumped the camera. Sorry. But yeah, I love those flavors. So instead of just buying a few little pods, I decided to buy the whole box of 30. And I had never got it. It's a brand name I've never used before. It was at the hardware store. So I just grabbed it. And yes, they're all good. But I do put, I make the coffee, and then I put a little extra cream in them. I don't sweeten anything because I don't take sugar in my coffee, but I do put a little extra cream, and it just makes them, well, this one almost tastes like a pumpkin spice latte from Tim Hortons. So that'll save me a few bucks because they're not cheap. And I do like them. So I don't have to buy them anymore. I have my own to make. I'm sure by the time I'm done this box of coffee pods that I'll be over the fall specialty coffees. I'll be ready to go on to the next ones. Oh, these would be good around Christmas too. I've been doing this long enough that I need to take a break because I'm starting to really concentrate to do it, which just means that I need to step back for a minute. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to do one for Christmas after I'm done this one. I think I may take this one and just lean it at the back of my coffee bar for Halloween because it's got the, or I may put my kitty one there. My candy drunk kitty there because it is kind of cute and it's that fun Halloween. And then I'll just, because I'm going to put them on just canvases, just the cheap Dollarama canvases. Because I'm going to put them on canvases, I can just take them and put the ones that I'm not displaying at any given time. I can just put them in the top of a closet and stack them in along the top of a closet like books on a bookshelf. And then that way I can take out different ones and enjoy them at different times. There, I have her face kind of filled in the middle. So I think I'm going to take a break, go get myself some food that is desperately needed. And yeah, so this is what I've got done so far, guys. I've got all this checkerboarding done with all this color in here and a little bit in their faces. So I've got a good start. I've got a good start on this one, and I should be able to have this one done. Oh, I'll definitely have this one done by next week. I may work on, I'm working on 2 right now. So I've got 2 going at the same time. So I'll definitely, maybe I'll save this one and I'll finish it up next week with you guys. So that's it. Everybody stay safe and really be careful out there, everybody. Just be so careful. You know, the social distancing and washing your hands and hand sanitizer, and keep that mask on whenever you're out and about, please, because even being vaccinated doesn't mean that we can't get sick. It might not be as bad, but we don't want to get sick. We don't want to get sick at all. So take care and be safe. And until the next video, bye-bye for now.